Have you ever wondered which Minecraft fighting style actually takes the most skill? Is it the mace and spear, the classic sword and axe, or maybe something completely crazy like minecart PvP? Today, we're ranking the top 5 most skillful fighting techniques in Minecraft. And trust me, number 1 is on a completely different level. But before we start, make sure to subscribe. It would seriously help me get closer to my goals, and I really appreciate every single one of you. Let's get into it. Number 5, Axe PvP, or as many players know it, shield fighting. Axe PvP is one of the most useful and basic skills you can learn in Minecraft. You hold an axe, jump in for a critical hit, and use your shield to protect yourself while dealing huge amounts of damage. And honestly, almost every experienced Minecraft player knows how to do this. That's exactly why I'm putting it at number 5. It's extremely useful, but it's not that difficult to learn. Once you understand the timing of your hits, your shield, and your critical attacks, you can already become much stronger in PvP. It's also a great way to get an advantage against another player because axes can deal massive damage. And if you're using a netherite axe, yeah, that's a completely different level. But compared to the techniques we're about to see, Axe PvP is still pretty simple. So let's move on. Number 4, Spear PvP. The spear is one of the newest weapons in Minecraft, and it completely changed the way some players approach PvP. The basic idea is pretty simple. The faster you're moving, the more damage you can deal. And there are many ways to increase your speed. You can use a speed potion, ride a horse, a camel, a donkey, or even a pig. But the most popular way to use the spear is with an elytra. When a player flies toward an opponent using an elytra and rockets while holding a spear, they can hit them with an insane amount of damage. And the faster you're flying, the harder that hit can be. You need good aim, good timing, and you have to control your movement at the same time. If you miss the attack, you can easily fly past your opponent and completely lose your advantage. And if you don't have an elytra, you can still use the spear by jumping from a high position and attacking while falling. But the elytra technique is definitely the most dangerous and impressive way to use it. The problem is, not every player knows how to use the spear properly, and that's exactly why I put Spear PvP at number 4. It has a huge skill ceiling, but it's still a relatively new fighting style. Now we're getting into the serious stuff, because number 3 is probably my favorite PvP style, and it's also one of the most prestigious skills to master. Number 3, Sword PvP. As you probably know, the sword is one of the most basic weapons in Minecraft. Pretty much everyone who has ever played Minecraft has crafted a sword, but the sword isn't powerful because of its raw damage. It's powerful because of timing. If you've been following my channel, you probably already know that I make shorts about sword combos. And that's because Sword PvP has so many different techniques: W-tap combos, critical combos, strafing, jump combos, shift combos, and many more. But here's the question. Why is Sword PvP number 3 when an axe can deal more damage? And why isn't it above the spear? Because Sword PvP isn't about raw power, it's about perfect timing. The moment you hit your opponent before they can hit you, that's when the combo begins. If you keep your spacing and timing perfect, your opponent is forced to move backwards. And if they can't escape the combo, they're basically done. That's why Sword PvP gets the number 3 spot. Not because it's the strongest weapon, but because mastering it takes incredible timing, movement, and consistency. And now, we're getting very close to number 1. Number 2, Mace and Spear combos. The mace is one of the newer weapons in Minecraft, and its main mechanic is pretty simple. The higher you fall from, the more damage your mace attack can deal. Sounds easy, right? Well, it definitely isn't. One of the craziest techniques is combining the mace with a spear. You can jump from a high position, use your mace to deal massive fall damage, and then quickly switch to your spear to continue the attack. And this is where things get really difficult. You need to switch between the weapons incredibly fast. You need perfect timing, accurate movement, and really good aim. If you're even a little bit too slow, your opponent gets a chance to escape. And if you mess up the timing completely, you might be the one taking the damage. This combo looks absolutely insane when a skilled player pulls it off, but trust me, it's much harder than it looks. That's why I think mace and spear combos deserve the number 2 spot. They're powerful, they're fast, and most importantly, Most Minecraft players can't perform them consistently. But there's still one fighting style that's even harder, and this one can literally blow you up if you make a single mistake. Number 1, Minecart PvP. Minecart PvP is one of the most dangerous and complicated techniques on this entire list, and unlike most PvP strategies, you can actually kill yourself while trying to perform it. Of course, you can also die from a failed mace attack or a bad jump. But Minecart PvP is especially risky. You need the right armor, the right positioning, and extremely fast reactions. You can use feather falling on your boots to reduce fall damage. You can also use blast protection on your armor, but let's be honest, most players are running Protection 4 or even Protection 5. So you can't completely build your armor around explosions. And that's what makes Minecart PvP so dangerous. The opponent has to react instantly, and you have to perform the entire setup incredibly fast. That's why I put Minecart PvP at number 1. It's not necessarily the strongest technique, it's not necessarily the flashiest either, but when it comes to difficulty, timing, precision, and risk, Minecart PvP is on another level. So that's my top 5 Minecraft PvP skills. But now I want to know what you think. Did I put your favorite fighting style too low? Or do you agree with my number 1? Let me know in the comments, and if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and leave a like. It really helps the channel grow. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.